What is going on, guys? Crucible here, and it's time. Let us talk about the blue archetype in set 5 and Vegito as a whole. Now, I know a lot of people have been a little salty with me about my thoughts and approach to looking at the Vegito deck. I still think Vegito is going to be one of, if not the best deck in the set. I think if there's any of the decks in the set that are going to contend with this guy, I think it's going to be Janemba. But what he's doing with the already existing support that we have, plus the new support he's getting, plus what we haven't even seen yet, this guy just seems like he's going to be really, really strong. So obviously we're going to do play testing over the course of the next couple weeks leading up to the client release. But that being said, let's kind of jump into it. So we got Vegito, and on his front side, he's very different from what other leaders usually do. When you're at 4 life or less, you place the top 10 cards of your deck into the owner's drop, and then you flip this card over. This is going to help facilitate his Awakened ability, where when you have 2 or more or 20 or more cards in your drop, he gets an extra 20,000 power. So he's a 40k swinger with 20 cards in the drop. Now, we know from last set that they really wanted to hanker in this new means of play with this milling of the deck into the drop. And it was okay. It wasn't like the craziest tech in Gohan, but I think here, with this guy, you now have reason to run a mill deck. Like with Gohan, you didn't really have a whole lot of reason to run the mill build, but with Vegito, you now have a reason to do so. So but yeah, I mean, this is a strong effect. We'll just kind of have to see what is going on. But I mean, this guy's got a lot of support. This guy can swing for 40. The 6-cost secret rare from last set, it can swing for 40 twice. If you're able to get multiples of those 6-cost Vegitos on board, it's scary town, man. It's scary town. Potentially up to 5 40k swings in the late game if you can't contend to the one secret rare on board. Very scary. But we'll see what the rest of the set kind of looks like to counteract that. We'll see. But let's get into it. So we got Oob, who's a 2-cost, 15k power, 10k combo. On play, if there is a Son Goku in your battle area, you draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card from your hand. I'm noticing that every Oob card, no matter the color, seems to be doing this this whole cycling of your hand shtick. Not sure how I feel about it, but I mean, this facilitates the drop aspect, so I think this is probably better than, let's say, the Oob in black, probably. Then we got Goku Black support. Oh man, we're actually going back to some old leaders. I love this. 3k, 3 cost, 20k power, 10k combo. Permanent. Your turn. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, this card gets 10,000 power, and he's a Self-Awakener? Dude. He's a 30k swinger for 3 with 10k combo power and Self-Awakening? That's strong. Goku Black needed this kind of support. This is great. You can play this off the 6-cost Goku Black, which is also good. You can play this guy for 1. Think about that, guys. On Awakened Leader, you could play this for 1. Okay. You know what? I'm for it. U7 in red got a lot of good support, and I'm very excited to test that deck out with the new support. But Goku Black might be one that we have to revisit. This is cool. I like this. All right, then we got Go Tanks. 2 costs, 15k power, 10k combo. On your turn, if you have 10 or more cards in your drop, this card in a battle area gets 10,000 power, and he's a Self-Awakener. Kind of similar to the Goku Black, but you're still required to have that mill aspect. This guy doesn't have any means of being able to get you to that 10, so you're basically kind of just playing this guy to Self-Awaken in the early game, and then you're keeping him on board as best you can while you play Protective to get to the 10 cards into your drop. So it sucks that you can't really use this guy out the gate, because why would you want to swing with a 15k leader? But yeah, I mean, there's use here. In the later game, this could become useful. Who knows? Then we have Zamasu Fused. Oh, we got Zamasu Fused support now. Okay, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand on play, choose up to 1 Zamasu Fused in your leader area or battle area, and it gets 5,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. Wow. Okay, so 4 cost, 30k power. He's a really heavy swinger with some combo power on the side too. And then if your Zamasu is already awakened, he's a 30k leader on defense. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, like this is really leaning into the defensive nature of Zamasu. Oh, poor Alice Bear. Poor Alice Bear. He hates Zamasu with a passion. This is just gonna make him so much harder. Oh man. Oh man. I can't wait. That's gonna be so fun. I can't wait. All right, so we got our double striker basically for the set here. 3 cost, 25k power, 0 combo, Son Goku. He's a self-awakener, and then you can choose one of 2 effects. You can either place the top 5 cards of your deck into the drop, or if you have 20 or more cards in your drop during this turn, the next time you use an extra card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand, you don't have to pay the cost. We'll get to those later in this breakdown, but basically the 3 cost they're referring to gives a Son Goku double strike. And then this coupled with the SR Goku, or Vegeta, basically makes him a 55k swinger. So this guy's gonna end matches. Then we have Son Goku. He's a mandatory self-awakener. Then you place the top 3 cards of your deck into the owner's drop. Okay, this is not bad. 10k combo, 20k power for 2. Play this on turn 2, like you're automatically taking a life, but you're milling the top 3 to facilitate the mill. That's not bad. This isn't a bad self-awakener. Then we have a Son Goten Adolescence, 25k vanilla card, nothing crazy. Then we got 4 costs, 25k power, 10k combo, Son Gohan Adolescence, where if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1 card. I mean, these kinds of effects are always going to be good in blue. Just being able to play a card that can swing into your opponent, you can just play outright, and it allows you to, replace it in hand. Always good. These are always good. No complaints from me here. Then we have a Dende cantrip. So I mean, more cantrips is good. Then we have. Did this Trunks have the baby jacket leading into the baby jacket going into the end of Z? I don't remember. That's interesting that, okay, I'm getting off topic here. That's just a cool aesthetic choice. I don't know why. All right, so Trunks Adolescence, 3 cost, 20k power, 5k combo. Self-Awakener, then choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 1 or less in your opponent's battle area and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. This is a very subpar effect. I think if on turn 2 you play like the Daima Vegeta and you wait to swing with it going into turn 3, your opponent plays a 3 cost, right? Your opponent plays a 3 cost, you have the Daima Vegeta on board that didn't get removed in any way. You swing on your opponent's leader, minus it by 2, and then you play this guy turn 3. I could see some use for there, but like your only 2 options to kind of be able to do this on curve would be the Daima Vegeta SR or the 2 cost Hercule, which you need Satan City to be able to do. So, I mean, this is okay. It's not anything crazy, but it's an option. It's an option. Then we have Pan as our super combo. Nothing crazy with that. 1 cost, Bulma, Searcher. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Trunks Youth or Vegeta and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the owner's deck in a random order. This is very restrictive. I'm not a fan of... There's a card in black that's the Pan that searches for Trunks GT and Goku GT. I'm not a fan of these types of searchers. These are very restrictive. And you have to build your deck around in a certain way in order to really like get the maximum effect of these searcher cards. So I'm personally not a fan of these, but I mean, more searchers, I guess, if you're looking to build a Gotenks Vegeta leader type build, like, I guess this could be useful. It really just depends. Then we have this Vegeta. We already mentioned this Vegeta, but he's a 2-cost, 10k power, 10k combo. He's a Self-Awakener where you add up to... Or no, he's not a Self-Awakener. You add up to 1 blue card with a cost of 3 from your drop to your hand. So I like the wording of this because it future-proofs multicolor down the line, which I think is pretty cool. And then it's specifically asking for the 3-cost extra. Yeah, it's specifically asking for the 3-cost extra that gives the Goku the double strike. So, but then activate battle. You switch this card in a battle area to rest mode, and then if you have 20 or more cards in your drop, your Son Goku with a cost of 3 that's in the battle gets 30,000 power for the battle. So, very good companion piece for the Goku. I don't know how often you're going to see this combo going off. Like, I can see in a lot of situations, there's like another cost. There's another card that boosts your power up by 20,000, I think it is. So, like, I could easily see the Double Striker Goku, or that Goku just swinging and just getting a free use of the 20,000 and just helping to whittle down your opponent too. There's a bunch of different tech that I can see with these combo pieces. We'll have to see when we get into the like the testing and stuff like that. But I think these are pretty cool cards, all things considered. I like cards that like work in unison with one another. Then we have another Vegeta, 2-cost, 20k power, 5k combo. When attacking, Self-Awaken 1 card to your life, and then place the top 3 cards of your deck into your owner's drop. Yeah, so I mean, I think the way you want to play Vegito is you want to run a 60-card deck, obviously, and then you want to, playing on curve, you want to be playing these Self-Awakener cards when possible. Like, you play this guy just for, you could literally just play this guy and play defensive with your leader until you get over 10 cards into your drop. And then you, like, just use this for the milling aspect. You don't even use this for the Self-Awakening if you don't want to. So I think playing defensive is going to be the way to go. I think there's an argument to be made that you want to Hyper Awaken really fast. But I think it's better for your own sustainability and survival to play defensive till you get to your higher energy marks to be able to play your higher end stuff. Like this guy. So this guy is a 4-cost, 30k power, 0 combo, Vegito. On play, you choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less in your opponent's battle area and return it to its owner's hand. Then, when attacking, if you have 20 or more cards in your drop, your opponent can't attack using battle cards with costs of 3 or less during your opponent's next turn. So, on curve, I think Vegito has probably one of the best curves in the game now. The only thing that can top this in terms of curve in the game would probably be like the generic black package. Just being able to like play stuff for cheaper with the marker on board and then generating the marker to replace it. But I mean, basically, you play this on turn 4, or heck, even turn 3, and you're bouncing a 4-cost or less every turn. So, for example, you have marker on going second. You play this guy. You bounce a 3-cost on your opponent's board. Then turn 4, you play another one of these. You play another one of these. Only swing with one of them to protect your board. But you're still at least getting the floodgate effect, and then you're still bouncing another 4-cost. Then turn 5, you're playing the 5-cost Vegito to bounce a 5-cost back or less, and then turn 6, you're playing the 6-cost Vegito to bounce anything back, and then turn 7, you play another 6-cost, and then turn 8, you play another 6-cost. I think the curve is crazy. Like, you're not only facilitating a floodgate to preserve your own life when you play this guy, but you're also starting a chain of effects that keeps your opponent's board clear, which I think is just insane. So, yeah, I think this card will be good. I don't think it's as good as I initially gave it credit for when this card was first revealed, because there are, like, the meta itself isn't revolving around 3 costs. like it used to. It's revolving around 4 costs, 5 costs a lot more effectively than it did like in set 2, set 3. So I think in certain matchups, this is going to come in handy real clutch. Like the Rildo package baby. That deck's gone. That deck is shut down. The probably Namek Goku in this set, if he has a lot of stuff that he cheats out and plays for 3, this could shut down that deck. Majin Buu Evil. Majin Buu Evil shuts him down too, because a lot of his best cards are 3 costs. Red still plays a lot of 3 costs for the most part, especially in Daima Goku. Daima Goku has nothing. Daima Goku has nothing that's over 4 costs, except for the double striker, I guess, the double striker Daima Goku. So that Daima Goku could get shut down by this card. Yeah, so I mean, I think this card it's still good. This is still a great card, but the secondary effect is only going to come in handy, I think, in certain matchups. So we'll see in the testing, but I still think this guy is going to be pretty nasty. Then we got Candy Vegito, 2 costs, 15k power, 10k combo. Activate main, place this card in the battle area at the bottom of the owner's deck. If you have 20 or more cards in your drop, add up to 1 Son Goku with a cost of 3 or less, and 1 Vegeta with a cost of 3 or less from your drop to your hand. This card's actually pretty good. In the Vegito, if you somehow, in a 60-card Vegito deck, are able to mill out to the point where you have no cards in your deck, what's cool about this card is that not only is this 2-card recursion back into your hand, just by playing this for 2, but this also goes back into your deck, meaning that if you are able to like proc off multiple of this effect in one turn, not only are you getting +4 into your hand, but you're also protecting yourself from again from decking out and losing the game from deck out. So in an emergency situation where you don't have the luxury of being able to untap your secret rare Vegitos, this card is going to come in clutch, I think. I don't know how much you'd be running this in the deck. Maybe 2 of, 3 of. Maybe 4 if you're running a 60-card deck. Like we're going to be testing a lot of these decks out, so we'll see how these decks kind of are. But yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. Then we got 3 cost Majin Buu Good, 15k power, 10k combo, who's a blocker. On an opponent's turn, if you have 20 or more cards in your drop, this card in a battle area gets 20,000 power. Okay. So, got great combo power. 10k is always good. He's a 35k blocker when you have those kinds of cards in your drop. That's good. The problem is he's a 3 cost, and 3 costs can easily be removed in this game. Whether by KO effects, whether by ramping, whether by you could probably freeze this down, and he doesn't become a problem in yellow anyway. You can just remove him with the secret rare Frieza. There's so many ways just to get around cards like this that I want to say that this card is like not good because of how easy it can be removed, but it's not often that we get blockers that could be a 35,000 blocker on your opponent's turn. So the stat line on this is fantastic, but the cost might be a hindrance to this card. We'll have to see. Then we have this Hercule. For 1 5k power, 5k combo, place 2 on play. You place the top 2 cards of your deck into your owner's drop. Then if you have 10 or more cards in your drop, you draw a card. So this card's going to see a lot more play going into the later game, the mid to late game, rather than in the beginning of the game. Yes, you can play this turn 1 if you want to, but why would you play this for 1 when you're not even getting a draw to replace it in hand? That's just my thought. But I mean, I think in the mid game, when you're getting ready to awaken with Vegito and you need like that, you might need that extra like 2 cost. Like, yeah, sure. Like this card's going to be great for that. Then we have an Old Kai, 1 cost, 5k power, 5k combo. On play, place the top 2 cards of your deck into the owner's drop. Then, if you have 10 or more cards in your drop, choose up to 1 of your leaders or up to 1 battle card in your battle area, both with Saiyan in their traits, and it gets 5,000 power for the turn. We're seeing a lot of this. This was in red as well. So I'm guessing there's going to be a card like this in every color. to a degree. I'd imagine that there has to be, right? But I mean, this is good. I mean, this card could be beneficial on defense, making Vegito a 25k defending leader. Makes it a little bit harder to swing into. And it's only a 1 cost, so I mean, it's not like you're paying like a exorbitant amount of energy just to get this effect off. This card's fine. I don't got an issue with this. So alright, so we're in our extras. We got a new field card. Sacred World of the Kais, 2 cost. Field, where activate main, switch this card in a battle area to rest mode, and then you place the top 2 cards of your deck into their owner's drop. Okay, so you play this on turn 2, and you facilitate the mill on turn 2. Excuse me. I mean, this field is fine. I think there's probably better fields to play. Like, I think the Satan City field's probably better than this. I think the Gohan field is probably better than this. You're already doing so much, like, milling with this. Like, I don't necessarily know if this card's necessary. Especially when you have, like, 2 cost cards that you can swing and do damage to your opponent with, and you also top deck 2 cards. I don't know if this card's great, all that great. We'll see. Then we have Savior of the World, 0 power. If you have 20 or more cards in your drop during battle, your cards that are in a battle get 15,000 power for the turn. I mean, for again, another 0 cost, like, free offensive or defensive, like, card to either go aggro on your opponent or be defensive. Like, this is fine. This is cool. 20, this is something you're not playing until after you awaken, though, so dead card in the early game. Then we have Unrivaled Fusion Father. That's just a weird card name. 1 cost. Activate main. Choose up to 1 Vegito with a cost of 4 or more in your battle area, and it gets 10,000 power for the turn. Then if you have 20,000 or more cards in your... or 20,000 cards in your drop. If you have 20 or more cards in your drop, this card gets another 10,000 for the turn. So, yeah, so this card's pretty nasty. Playing this on curve, you may not necessarily see this or play this on curve, but in the later matches, when you're sitting there with, 7, 8 energy, and you have 1 or 2 energy open to, be able to boost something up and go aggressive, like you can do that. Especially if you're doing the double striker technique with the 3 cost Goku. Boost them up to 55 with the 3 cost, which you're able to play for free, and then you play this for 1 for 4 energy. He's a 75k double striker, like, pretty crazy. That's with the Vegeta on board, obviously. And then CU, this is the double striker card, 3 cost. Activate main. If you have 20 or more cards in your drop, choose up to 1 Son Goku with a cost of 3 in your battle area, and it gains double strike for the turn. Then choose up to 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. So, I mean, this card's pretty good. Obviously, like I said, it gives all your Son Gokus 20k power. Or not 20k power. I keep going back to the Vegeta. It gives you double strike, and then you're able to just bottom deck an opponent's card just outright. It's a pretty solid card. It's a lot of moving pieces to get that tech to work, but, I mean, you can make it work. But that is the Vegito deck. So a lot of the support here, I think is not as crazy as I would expect it to be. I think the Vegito is going to be strong because of previous support that Vegito has. Having that 5 and having both the secret rares in the Vegito deck is going to make this deck, I think, pretty scary. But in terms of the overall like scale of the cards that's incorporated in this deck, I don't think there's anything too like crazy here. In the actual set, I think it's just other stuff from sets prior that make Vegito as strong as he's gonna be. Goku Black support, really cool. Zamasu support, really cool. But outside of that, like, I mean, it's all right. Blue, I think is actually pretty tame for the most part. Yeah. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of Vegito down below. Did you think we overreacted? I think maybe to an extent we maybe did overreact just a smidge. But I think like I'm still gonna hold it to the idea that previous support released in the game is going to make Vegito broken, and without that support, like Vegito's gonna be nothing. So I don't know. There's not that many from what I've seen here. There's nothing crazy here. There's not a lot of crazy stuff here that like makes me scared of Vegito just from the set perspective, not from prior support stuff. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I will see you guys all in the next breakdown video. Peace.